Hello, welcome back. In this video, we will work on indexing and slicing. As NumPy array indexing is a rich topic, as there are many ways you want to select a subset of your data or individual elements. It's exciting, right? So let's get started. So as we have seen the different ways of creating arrays, now let's try to work on basic indexing and slicing. As in the previous video I mentioned, there would not be 3-dimension. It doesn't mean that there is not 3-dimensional arrays. Yes, we can define, but we'll understand that concept now. Where I would just try to throw some light. We'll be going for reshaping functions. How do we transform the shape of an array into 2-dimension or n dimension? When I go for 3, that means it is basically we cannot visualize 3 dimensions, right? That means we can just make sure the number of splits. I'll make it very simple, you need not worry. So now let's try to go for basic indexing and slicing. So first we'll start with n dimension, which is 1. That means I just go for creating a list where I will try to compare everything with list only. So it will be familiar for you. Then you could understand the difference. So I'll make arr1 is equal to np dot array of, because if you are aware of indexing and slicing in the list and in the tuples, because in dictionary and sets you don't have the concept of indexing and slicing, right? Because sets are mutable, where it doesn't allow duplicate values. Dictionaries, it has keys and values. There is no concept of indexing and slicing in sets and dictionaries, right? So when I go for np dot array of a, and when I give arr1, you know, right? So arr1 will be the array of 1 dimension, because if you try to throw arr1 dot, if you would like to see the dimension ndim, so ndim will give you 1, right? So it is 1-dimensional array. And let me just go for the basic indexing. How do you just go for basic indexing? Arr of 1 of 0. What is the first element? It is 1. So you already know this concept. We go for the same indexing concept, and if you go for arr1 of 5, what happens? You see over there, you would throw index 5 is out of bound for axis 0 with size 4, because when I mention the item size, it is the amount of memory occupied. Size is only 4 elements. That is the reason it has thrown you an error. So that is the reason when you go for 4, arr1 of 4, again it throws you error, because it is having only 0. When starting with 0 index, the ending index is n minus 1. That is 4 minus 1. That is 3. What is the last element? 6. In the same way, you already have the concept of negative indexing. When you go for arr of 1 of minus 1, it will throw you the last element. The same thing which we have learnt about the list, the same concept here. So that is about the indexing over 1-dimensional array. In the same way, what happens if I go for giving colon? That's what you remember with the slicing, right? That means you are trying to throw each and every element. You did not mention any starting or beginning position. Now I'll try to give starting position. So 0 is to 3. So that means it should get 0, 1, 2. That is 3 elements within it. So that's what you already know. And even you have already seen the concept of, if you are aware of list, it is already known. But if you're not aware of it, let me make it very simple. If I give colon 2, that means, so generally whenever you use colon, that is, it is basically starting position and ending position. So colon is to 2. We are trying to take from the beginning, and I'm asking only 2. That means what is 2 minus 1? 1. So 0 and 1. The only 1 comma 4 should be your result. Let me execute it. There you go. Array of 1 comma 4. But for list, you doesn't get such kind of array of, you get the same result when you go for list. So this is how the basic indexing and slicing will be. And the same concept when you go for combining arr1 of, suppose I will mention 0 is 2, and if I combine some negative, minus 2. That means, what do you mean by minus 2? You come from back, right? So this is similar and this is same the result, because when you come from back, what is that? So minus 1, minus 2. It should not include that element. The before element is 4. So this is how you have seen for 1-dimensional array, which is very much simpler. Now let me go for 2-dimensional array. You can define by giving square braces within it. So what I'll do is I try to define with list of lists. So b is equal to, I'll just define 1, 2, 3, because I want to make it familiar when you go with the concept of list. I am converting this thing to an array. 7, 8, 9. Then what I'll try to do is I'll define arr2 is equal to np dot array of my input is b, and I just try to give print of arr2 so that I could differentiate the variable names. Very good, you got this array. And if you could check the dimension arr2 dot ndim, because ndim will give a dimension that is two-dimensional array. Very good. Now when you go for indexing and slicing here, you could see some difference because this is your first row, because that means axis 0, axis 1. When you go for axis 1, that becomes columns, axis 0 will be rows. That means if you give arr2 of 0, that will throw you the first row elements. What are they? 1, 2, 3. That means if you want to specifically target, if you give arr2 of, if you can expect 1 like this, it will give you the second row. But if you want to get only the specific elements, that means in first row, first element, again go for in the concept of subindexing, the same way you give 0 of 0. That will throw you what is the first element, which is 1. You are trying to unpack the element from this, the same concept which you have done in lists if you are aware of it, right? You could get in this way, or you could also give by making sure you separate with comma. 0, 0, that will give you 1. If you give 0, 2, that means what is the third element? It is 3, right? 0, 1, 2. In the same way, you start with 0 row wise or if it's column wise. That means if you want to get column wise element, just make sure you define that thing by giving commas. That means when you go for arr2 dot shape will give you what is the shape of it? 3 rows and 3 columns. So this is how we could unpack. That means how can I unpack some specific group of it? Like suppose if I print arr2, that means I want to get only specific something like I want only 1, 2, 4, 5, only first 2 rows and first 2 columns. I can do it, where you could combine like this arr2 of, suppose if you give 1, you get first row, and if you give 1, 1 like this. If you give 1, 1, what do you get? You try, it's not a wrong thing. You are getting 5, but I said I should get 1, 2, 4, 5. How do I do that? I do like this arr2 of, what is the first 2 rows you want? You want first 2 rows, right? Just go for slicing like this, 0 is to 2, that is 0, 1. And again you want only first 2 columns, right? Again specifically mention by giving commas. There you go. The same process which you go for it, then only you could combine it. If you get any error, it's fine. You will learn from the errors, but never ever stop doing it, right? So this is how when you go for two-dimensional array, when you compare indexing, if you want specific columns, just mention comma or go for sub-indexing concept, the same thing happens. Now, if I could go for three-dimensional array, that means I give in the format of splits. How many splits I am giving? That means this we will understand when you transform this thing with the help of reshape, where we will be working on reshaping on arrays also, but make it very simple. I'll give very simple way. I'll take some list of values like this. I'll just give square brace here and I'll pass 1, 2, 3 because I'm making these within the list. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? Now this is one pair and I'll mention the another pair here like this. So that you get the result with 3 dimension. Something like 11, 12, 13 and I close here. So I'll give 14, 15, 16. There you go. Now I would convert this thing because if you see, you get length of C. What do you get length of C? You could see 2. This is your first list and this is your second list. Nested lists inside a list. Okay. Now what I do is I convert this thing to array. arr3 is equal to np dot array of C. There you go. And make sure that you give print of arr3, you could see an astonishing result. You would be surprised to see the result where, oh, why we are getting the splits here? Yes, that's where when you go for something like the splits, because if you see any other Any other definitions for it? You get some confusion over there. Make it very simple because you cannot see the z-axis in the real cases. Consider this as the number of splits. So we are having first split and second split, the number of possible ways, and 2 rows and 3 columns, because when you try to see the shape, you get the same result. So first let me give ARR3 dot n dimension, because n dimension will throw me 3, because we may not we cannot see the 3D part, right? So just make it in that way. So when you go for ARR3 dot shape, because shape will give the shape of an array, you get 2 comma 2 comma 3. So this 2 is the possible number of splits. This is the first split, this is the second split, and this 2 is how many rows we are having? 2 rows. And how many columns we are having? 3 columns. That is how you could extract. And the same concept when you go for, don't worry, again we'll be working on reshape concept, you will understand. If I could specifically give ARR3 of 0, you get this specific axis completely 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And in this, if you want to specifically get only the part of it, that means same 1, 2, 4, 5 or anything in that way, first let me give ARR3 of 1. And what happens if I go for giving the sub-indexing like this? So first let me give you ARR3 of 1, you get the next set. So in this I would like to give, if I give 0 of it, you see what you are trying to see, the first row, that is 11, 12, 13. So in this again I could go for slicing part, right? What I'll try to mention, I try to mention 0 is to 2, and again I'll mention 0 is to 2. That means you are just splitting 11, 12, 14, 15. This part. So this is the row and this is the column, 11, 14, 12, 15. So in that way, whatever we have done for two-dimensional, go for the same concept over here, you could extract the specific set of values what you are trying to define, and you could also transform the given arrays. So suppose if I could just give ARR3 of, I would mention 0 is to 1. So if I give 0 is to 1, what do I get? I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's cool. And what I could mention here, again I'll mention some sub-slicing, sub-indexing part like this. If I give 0 is to 2, what I would get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 again, right? I should get only 1, 2, 4, 5. What I could do over here, I could again go for one more slicing here, 0 is to 2. I could get 1, 2, 4, 5. That's what you have some tricks over there. When you work on n-dimensional array, you try to understand. Right? So this is how when you go for a 3-dimensional array. Just make it very simple. If you are aware of indexing and slicing on 1D arrays, you go extend the concept. That's very much easier. So don't make it very complex. Suppose if I try to define ARR2, because it is a 2-dimensional array, this is where we most work on it. Suppose if I try to transform this, because we have already seen what is ARR2. ARR2 of 0 is to 2, comma 0 is to 2. So you already know these values. What are these? These are 1, 2, 4, 5, where I am trying to transform them to my own values. That means if I try to transform them like this, 11, 12, and I am trying to give this as 13 and 14. If I am trying to transform this way, that means I can change the values inside an array, right? So when you give ARR2, you could see the difference, because you are transforming the specific set of values. In that way, you can modify the values. When you are aware of indexing and slicing, everything comes into handy. And that's where we could also generate some random data. We can also make sure we reshape it. We have some functions like generating evenly spaced intervals, and that's what we'll be working on it. So just make sure you are good with some basic concept of declaring an array and converting that thing from 1 dimension when you have defined with 2 dimension and 3 dimension. How do we access some specific? Suppose what happens if I throw like this? Let me just give like this. You see what it is telling you? Cannot copy sequences size 4 to array actually with dimension 2. That's where it is throwing you that I cannot take size 4 with dimension 2. That is the reason I have mentioned square braces over there. For everything you have a reason in Python. Just make it pretty logical. You will be having fun in it, right? So this is how we have understood the basic indexing and slicing over different formats of an array. In the next video, we will understand how do we define a range function and how does a range and linspace differs. Then we'll be working on Boolean indexing, arithmetic operations over it, reshaping, and you have so many things to come up, right? I hope you got the point of how do we declare different type of arrays and how do we go for indexing and slicing over different arrays. So in this video we have understood how indexing and slicing works. In the following video we will work on arrange and linspace functions. Thank you. I hope you have enjoyed watching it. If you have liked our content, please do hit like button and do subscribe to our YouTube channel for more useful content and exciting updates. If you want to learn such practical content at an affordable cost with Microsoft certification and instructor support, please register at academy.codenan.com. You can also download app from Play Store as Codenan. Never hesitate to raise queries in the comment section and please do reply with your suggestions for more practical videos. We'll be happy to come up with it. Thank you.